those companies, for years and years and years, their business has been distributing through other retailers, and they still do so today. They're being squeezed on price by Walmart, squeezed on price by Amazon, and they're in the middle.
Yeah.
You have some interactions with them, though, but it doesn't seem like we see a ton of examples of CPG companies going direct to consumer in a big way. So when do you see them using Shopify, and in what sort of situations?
Yeah, it's really interesting. It was really a surprise to me too. But it's a very big trend, and obviously I think everyone on stage is going to talk somehow about disintermediation and going direct to consumer, and the CPGs are no different. What happens there is really fascinating, though. Because, and we see this play out, we suddenly have a sign up from Budweiser or from Anheuser-Busch or from Nestle. And of course, we're curious about this because they help themselves to software, which is, again, not the traditional way of how software is procured. And what's going on?
So these are people inside one of those big companies going on to Shopify.com and using a personal credit card or something to sign up?
Precisely. And so here's a fascinating thing. These companies all have usually a chief information officer who owns commerce. Right? It's a department. It often has many people, sometimes many hundreds of people working on getting all their brands on this sort of online store, which is their online strategy. But internally, things are full of friction. Like when a brand manager wants to say, hey, I'm going to launch a Budweiser campaign around the NHL, or I want to sell Lay's chips with some customization or something like this. They are going to the CIO and they go on top of a stack of an implementation, and hopefully then after a period of wait, they're supposed to get this kind of thing, but that system is not working well. It's very obvious because we see it not work well, because at some point the brand manager goes and uses their personal credit card to sign up for Shopify and just gets that store done over the weekend.
So these are turf wars inside these big companies.
Right, and we see, again, like this is what I'm saying, we see this play out. Suddenly a new person, the CIO, is being CC'd on emails, and suddenly there's a war between various executives at this company over the veracity of going and doing it themselves.
So I've had a tough time trying to judge how real of a thing direct-to-consumer can be in the CPG space, just because these companies, their DNAs were built on distribution through partners. Right. So are you seeing signs that there is actual broad movement here?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way the story continued from there is universally the brand managers won. As soon as at some point a decision maker like the CEO got involved, they said, hey, this is great, this is way faster, this is way cheaper, we get to market, and the crazy thing is my marketing team can own the look and feel of the entire strategy suddenly, which is incredible, right? So then in this case we ended up like selling site licenses, saying, hey, you can bring 50 brands or something like this, these kind of deals, because there's a real movement towards this much more distributed model.